Welcome back, everyone, to Mystic by Colette, the channel dedicated to helping you empower yourself, rewrite your story, and claim your I am. My name is Colette Mesdag, and I'm an intuitive guide and the creator of the Mystic Empowerment Card Series. So this week, our theme is reality check. And I think that's appropriate for this time in the year, which is about the middle of February for some of you who will be seeing this at the time that it's put up. Or any time that you receive it, of course, is the right time. So don't worry about the timing. But as it's being recorded, I'm speaking about the elements of, when we've come to this point in the new year where we've, failed in some of our resolutions already or anything like that. So let's do a reality check. Let's get right to the card readings, and then afterwards we'll come back and we'll talk about the cards and anything that's coming up. All right, so the cards are set, ready to go for this week. I included some shells because of the spiral component of the design in this natural phenomenon. And for me, the spiral speaks about ongoing continuation, and so even when things aren't going 100% our way, stepping back and allowing ourselves to see the process and the progress may be part of that reality check. So as we know, the theme is reality check. So let's see what the cards say about this. So our first card from the Mystic Bliss deck is I Am Patience. The phrase at the bottom says, the art of being still is the key. So I guess that suits quite nicely in the reality check theme, because quite honestly, there are times where we've set ourselves up for a particular goal and may have set unreasonable timelines. And when I say unreasonable, I don't mean that things can't happen overnight. There are miracles and so on, but we want to be aware that sometimes we need to do some inner work before some of these things can come to be, so that we can handle them better, so that we can have more to bring to the table. As an example, when you're working on a project and you have to learn a new skill in order to bring it forward, this is huge. This is something you can now teach somebody else. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with the elements of the challenges that come up for you. So be open, I guess, is what it comes down to here. But also to be patient. All good things in time. And the hourglass, just this element here, is speaking about that each grain of in the hourglass is important, because that's what helps keep the time. So every experience is important. So be patient, be gentle, and allow yourself to experience the fluidity of it. Go back to the spiral here. Even though it's not represented in the image, it's just something that I was intuitively guided to incorporate into the visuals here. The spiral is about ongoing and shifting and moving and growing and getting bigger and bigger at every evolution and I can't say that word. Revolvement of time. Okay, so anyways, well, I might edit that out because that's kind of silly. Anyway, our second card, which is from the Mystic Journey deck for healing and nurturing, is I Am Complete, number 4 of the deck, and a maiden card. Also, if you look carefully at the corners, you'll see the elemental symbol of air. I don't think we've had a lot of maidens in our readings in the last few weeks, so I could be wrong. I'm just going by this brief memory that I haven't remembered to speak, or I don't remember speaking about the elements of new beginnings and so on recently. So the reality check here with regards to new beginnings is that every new beginning is a process, and it does require your attention and require you to be patient with yourself, be gentle with yourself. But the main thing here is that everything you need is already there. Everything that you desire has the potential to be because you are complete. But you are evolving, and you are growing, and you are moving, and you are transforming. The butterfly in the imagery is reminding us of that right here. And of course, the maiden is so relaxed and so at ease. I'm just noticing here that her left foot and his left foot are up. And left is very feminine and very healing energy. It's also the receiving energy. So I'm not sure yet how that plays in, why I've been guided to speak about that. But let's keep that in mind as we move through. But for the time being, I'm looking at the air symbol, also speaking about creativity, imagination. So reality check might be to trust your intuition as well, and continue to create that reality for yourself through an awareness that everything is just as it's supposed to be. It is complete. And that feels complete. So let's move on to the third card. All right. I am balancing, a wild man from the Mystic Men of Magic deck for action and awareness. And the awareness here with the wild man is about the element of trusting your instincts and being at peace in unfamiliar territory, just like the dark forest that the wild man finds himself in. He doesn't worry about where his next meal is going to come from. He doesn't worry about, he knows that he can resource everything he needs. Finding balance between reality and imagination might be the biggest challenge, because when, again, I'll think about the wild man, but the opposite of the wild man is the person who's not at ease in their own situation and environment. They jump at every single imagined danger and don't allow themselves to be at ease in their environment. So let's take on more of the wild man. Now, the balancing element here is that even though his stance is very, looks very insecure, he does have the support of his experience and his knowledge, as is indicated by the staff and even the people around him, if that, or in your case, the people around you. That is part of your balance. It's part of what, when you're stepping out and stretching yourself beyond what you know you've got support. Okay, that's part of the balance, is knowing where to turn to for support. So reality check is the theme. In this particular case, I want to speak about, do look beyond your own resources of self, because when we think about how complete we are, not maybe always just within our own skills and knowledge and training, but we can count on the ability to look at the other people around us. And even right now with internet and books and so on, we can find the information that we need. So part of the balance in being able to access the resources that come naturally to us, okay? That's part of it. Now I want to tie these three in with regards to the reality check. The theme being reality check. In this particular case, I feel we're talking about a lot of us, about New Year's resolutions that we've broken already and feel ourselves a little off balance because we've established this sense for ourselves that if we're failures because we haven't met this little goal that we set for ourselves, or big goal that we set for ourselves. Be patient with yourself. Know that you are complete, and know that everything will balance out. Everything will come together. Just because it doesn't come in the timeline that you set for yourself doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. So trust, be at peace, and we're going to go back to the other camera and we'll talk a little bit more before we wrap things up for the week. Right, so as we've experienced in the past, these cards tend to have a mind of their own, and it's always interesting to see what comes up around the theme. Now, I'm going to review the cards, as is my habit, and our first card was I Am Patient. I am patient, and I laugh only because when we're doing these wonderful resolutions and elements of goal setting and things that are creating for us these challenges on during the year. Sorry, I didn't realize I was covering my face there. We do need. I'm trying to figure out how to hold this so you can see everything. There we go. We do need to be patient with ourselves. We need to maybe give ourselves a little bit of I don't know, softness. This figure talks about or speaks about the, just a gentleness and a patience and an understanding that all things will come in their own time. And we can't really force some of this stuff. So maybe that's the reality check that is the most important for many of us receiving this message. The phrase, of course, is the art of being still is key. So when we are allowing ourselves to stress out, that's not a positive reality. So maybe check in and see exactly where you're sitting as far as your energies. Once again, be patient with yourself. Now the second card from the Mystic Journey deck for healing and transformation. We have Air, which is Maiden, which is new beginnings. And I'm also seeing here the I am complete message and the number 4. So if we want to address further, like as you hear this card reading and you think number 4 really resonates for you and you want to do more research, I welcome that you do that. It may help you with some clarity in the questions that you have around your reality check. And I am complete. Okay, there's an incredible reality check. No matter where you're at in stages or evolution or in your goals, everything's complete. Everything is as where it's supposed to be. Transformation, as the butterfly indicates, is showing in this image, is evolution, and therefore it's always right. It's always complete. The Maiden is about beginnings, and Air is about the element of creativity and imagination. So don't forget all of those things as well. If you are struggling with, where you're sitting at, check in. Maybe your limitations of self-esteem are based on limitations of imagination and creativity and not trusting your intuition. So check in. You're already complete, okay? Our third card from the Mystic Men of Magic deck for awareness and action, action and awareness, not that that matters, is I Am Balancing. And he's also in the East, and as the Maiden and Air speak about new beginnings, East is about new beginnings as well. So, and creativity and imagination, dreams and all that stuff. So around your reality check here, you're being told to balance and not worry about outside external circumstances so much, and trust that things are happening the way they're supposed to. This character is a wild man, and as my archetype of the wild men often represent, not being afraid of where things are standing right now and where you find yourself in the deep dark forest, just know and trust your instincts that you can get yourself out of the situation that you're currently finding yourself in. So be open, be prepared, and allow yourself to balance your life and your dreams and all of those things. That's part of the reality check as well. So once again, the 3 cards this week seem to have brought some clarity for me, which is why I love doing these. These readings are as much, and also creating cards is something that I do primarily for my own development and growth. And the beauty of it is that it allows me to share these experiences, the learnings that I have as I do this with others. So thanks for sharing this with me this week. And I am excited to say that I'm currently, I've already got 5 of my limited edition decks sold for the fourth deck. I can't believe I'm actually creating a 4th deck. Mystic Commitment is going to be relationships and communication deck, and it's evolving into this beautiful creative process for me. And again, that's where I find my energy and my strength. My reality check happened a few weeks ago when I started this project, was that it was reminding me, my reality is when I'm creating, I'm at my best. So find your reality, find what's right about you and what balances you out, and empower yourself through that, as I'm empowering myself through creating these for you. Thank you very much. See you next week.